listeners, and welcome back to the Otafest Podcast Season 11. It has been such a fun ride so far, and we appreciate everyone for listening. I am Nancy, and I'm here with Jay and Angelo.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
We're back from the summer break, and we've been up to so much, but before we get into that,
We have a lot to talk about. Thanks to everyone who came and supported the community at Calgary's Pride Parade. The weather was wonderful and the atmosphere was just amazing and full of love. Thank you so much for supporting everybody around you.
And welcome Kyle McCarley to Otafest 2026. Kyle McCarley grew up, but not really, in Kansas and moved to Los Angeles at the age of 18 to study acting. After getting hooked on playing World of Warcraft with his buddies, he co-wrote, co-directed, and voiced several characters in a fan-made online radio play loosely set in that universe. Notable anime and cartoon credits include Dev Dimmadome in The Fairly Odd Parents: A New Wish, Shigeo Mob Kageyama in Mob Psycho 100, Mikazuki Angus in Mobile Suit Gundam: Iron-Blooded Orphans. Additionally, Kyle's video game credits include 9S in Nier Automata, Soren and the Gatekeeper in Fire Emblem series, and Gran in Grand Blue Fantasy series, and so many more. Kyle also moonlights as a board game streamer, as the host of The Board and Barrel. Visit bnbtable.top.
exciting times.
Amazing.
Nailed it, first try.
Exciting times.
We have no rust. We are fresh.
Oh my God.
AF, boy.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I
Ooh.
love that we're trickling these announcements in so early. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Are you hyped? Are you hyped for Otafest yet?
We're always
Have you
hyped for
bought your
Otafest.
tickets at the early bird prices?
Those
true.
tickets do be early, and they be full of birds, which are not real, and government surveillance drones.
Everybody knows that. Come on, tell me something I don't know.
I missed
Tell
you
you
guys.
something you don't know? Oh, that's too that's hard, man. Angelo is a man of many knowledges.
It's true.
I have
Angelo
approximate
has
knowledge on many
of many
subjects.
things.
Yes.
Many things, including the creation of alcohol, as I'm told.
Yes. So, home brewing has been something that Dio and I have wanted to get into as a hobby for a little while. And unfortunately, I have this thing called TikTok on my phone.
Oh
For
no,
better or
not
worse.
you two.
For better or worse, it's there, and I scroll through it while on the train to work.
Uh-huh.
Fair.
And there
Yeah,
was this
likely
one channel
story.
I was watching called the Golden Hive Meadery, and they just make mead, honey wine. Sometimes they make it out of absolutely insane things like Mountain Dew honey wine,
Oh no. Ew.
Monster Energy drink honey wine.
Ew.
But most of the time, they actually just make it with like nice honey and add some fruits or spices in there, and it seems
Hey,
really
that sounds
nice.
way better.
And so, finally, I was motivated to stop letting my dreams be memes and instead do something. So I went on the internet. Widely considered a mistake, but this time it worked out well.
Oh, good.
I bought a nice little brewing kit. I bought a couple of 1 gallon jugs. I bought all the accoutrements. I bought the yeast. I bought the yeast food. And on my way home from work that day, I stopped by Co-op and bought a couple tubs of honey. It was something of an adventure. Dio and I were looking things up. We were pasteurizing honey on the stove, and we were like, okay, this honey is 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and now we've got to wait for it to cool down before we go to bed and throw the yeast in. It turns out that waiting for hot liquid to cool to room temperature when it's in a 1 gallon jug takes like 7 hours.
Yeah,
I
that
was gonna
sounds right.
say, like, especially if it's in like a standard container where it's very voluminous, shall we say? Like, it's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't get to be like spread out in something with
Exactly.
like larger surface
Mhm.
area. I was gonna
Mhm.
ask just now because I don't know enough about this, but you mentioned pasteurization already. I was wondering whether you were buying pasteurized or unpasteurized honey because I sort of also assumed that while yeast was the catalyst for turning, sugars into alcohol, but I also was wondering whether if you didn't pasteurize it, whether it would completely ruin the product or if it's okay to have some, because honey
So,
is fairly antibacterial in and of itself.
this is really interesting, actually. This is actually something that's super neat. Uh, you can pasteurize the honey. You can pasteurize the honey water mixture, and it is generally considered a good thing to do, especially for your first batch, especially if you're learning, trying to do everything right.
Right.
And it worked out because just last night, Dio and I finally tasted our final product, and it was 10 out of 10. But apparently there are methods that you can do to get around the pasteurization step. Some brewers just say, yeah, if you yeet a ton of yeast in there, it will outcompete any bacteria that might have been living in the honey or might have been vibing somewhere else. To the
Okay.
point where it will not be able to form a colony and make toxins, and it'll be perfectly safe.
That would
Huh.
make sense too.
Another method, because pasteurization apparently does change some of the flavors that are brought on by the honey.
Yep.
It can mute some of the floral notes.
That's
Mhm.
true.
So one of the things that you use when you're back sweetening mead is something called a Campden tablet. And what that does, it doesn't kill the yeast, but it makes it metabolically inert. It basically stops the yeast from doing its thing. And so you can actually use one of these Campden tablets at the beginning of fermentation to kill anything that might have been in the honey. And that way you can skip the fermentation step. The only difference is instead of cooking it on the stove and then transferring it into the thing and then waiting for it to cool down to room temperature, you instead just wait 24 hours for it to do its thing.
Interesting.
Oh.
So we've actually got a second batch started already, and we tried that on it.
You liked
Okay.
it so much, you already got started on a second batch. Nice.
Yeah. I mean,
That's-
we spent about $200 in tools and materials for the basic stuff. But a lot of that we're going to get to reuse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We made 3.5 bottles of mead with our first batch.
Nice.
And that cost us about $22 in materials.
okay.
That's not
So
too
we got about $75 worth of mead from a $20-something input.
It's pretty
damn
good.
good.
I will
Yeah,
say,
maybe-
I hope, it's good that you like mead. I've tried mead, and then I was like, there's a reason why they left this in the past. It's my first opinion of it.
So-
not that I'm a big drinker, but I was like, someone took really good honey and ruined it.
Depending on the mead that you taste, like some of it isn't mind-blowing, you know what I mean? But there are different types of meads, different things you can do that absolutely are just a very unique taste. So like our first recipe, it was 3 pounds of honey with about a half gallon of water. And then we put some fruits in there. We sliced up an orange and a peach and just threw those in. And the citrusy taste of the orange came through pretty nice. The peach is just barely there. The honey itself, I didn't expect it to have a specific taste because I've had just mead that I bought from Co-op, and it's like, yeah, this is sugar water with alcohol in it. It's okay. Some of the
Yeah.
flavored stuff is really tasty. But
I've
basic
definitely
mead
had
is
bad mead that tasted like sugar water. Not
Yeah.
great. Not good.
This mead was it was a different experience. And when we first tasted it a couple nights ago before we sweetened it at all. And it was extremely dry. It was an extremely dry taste. It was a little bit tart. It was very nice. But then we just mixed a spoonful of honey into the glass we took, and it was a world of difference. It was night and day. And we were like, oh my God, we've made something special. Yeah.
Congratulations on your first successful batch.
Yeah. We called this one Nice to Meet You.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If it wasn't so cute, I'd groan.
No, I'm still groaning.
So our
It
next...
is actually kind of cute, though. Like,
It
that
is,
overrides
it
the
is.
groan for me.
Yeah. It's our introduction to mead. It's our introduction, and so it's like nice to meet you. And so we've got
So-
3 bottles hanging out in the cupboard that are going to age. We're going to enjoy them over like New Year's and such. The new batch, we are going to flavor it after it's done fermenting. We're going to flavor it with clove, allspice, and hibiscus to basically give it the flavor profile of a Jamaican sorrel.
I don't know what that is.
And we're going to call it My Back is Sorrel.
What is
I was-
sorrel?
It is basically taking hibiscus flowers, steeping them, and adding some spices, and then a fuck ton of overproof white rum.
I see.
It's delicious. It's so good.
Today I learned.
Yeah.
Because of how long it takes to make alcohol, age it, and then finally get to enjoy it, I was wondering if you were thinking about any, like, Christmassy themed things, but it kind of sounds like it might be a little late to be thinking about that now. It's only a few months away.
Well, that's the thing. If you brew something like this, you absolutely can drink it as soon as it's done fermenting. But what Dio and I noticed is that the alcohol taste is absolutely there. By our math, this batch was supposed to be around 15% ABV.
Mm-hmm.
But from what we drank last night, we absolutely think it's a little bit stronger than that. We think because
Oh.
our measurement didn't include any sugars from the fruits, that it absolutely changed the math.
Oh God.
And the yeast that I used is good for anywhere from 19 to 20% ABV.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, getting
But
soused,
over
I
time,
guess.
the alcohol flavor can mellow or alter. So we're actually going to just see. We've got 3 bottles. We expect to open one of them up in October, one of them in September, and I think we're going to save the 3rd bottle for New Year's.
Nice. Well, I have thoughts on things you can do for Christmas, but maybe that's a separate
Yeah.
conversation.
That's a season away.
That's a whole
Yeah.
season away. We're just starting to see Halloween decorations showing
if
up.
you're-
I saw my first spirit Halloween on the cloud the other day.
Oh my god, the what?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Is it taking over the old Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yes.
Ah, it's across the across the road from where it used to be.
Yes. There's also one that's between the Rona and Chinook.
Oh my.
I know, they're popping up.
The spirit
The
of
haunting.
Halloween. They're here.
The spirit of Halloween, they are here.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We've only got 3 weeks until the 1st of Halloween.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Hooray! I'm so excited.
Ah. Now you two had a pretty exciting summer too, I hear.
Yeah, I hear Jay made a pretty big purchase.
Oh my god, Jay's never going to financially recover from this.
Nope.
Yeah, I had omakase sushi. Wait, no.
Yes,
that's
also
not the
that.
one. I did have omakase sushi actually.
Oh
I had
my.
omakase sushi at a place nearby my new house.
Oh my
My.
god. New
Your
house.
new house!
Yeah, I won it on the prices right. I wish I won it on the prices right.
I wish I won it supporting the Alberta Children's Hospital, but no.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was much of my summer was consumed in home purchasing and research, and now the ownership of such thing, which requires things like renovations and upkeep.
Oh no.
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Which is fine. Like I was very well aware that that would be the case. But we're mostly settled in. We had some immediate renos that we wanted done. Um, and they are sort of coming to fruition now with the walls having been painted,
Oh,
and we ripped
nice.
out the basement had carpet. The basement's finished, but it had carpet, and we did not like carpet. So we got vinyl plank done down there as well, which is nice.
Nice.
It's starting to really feel like home. Like it felt pretty good, but to start this journey, and this is Otafest related, funnily enough, this house purchase, this specific property, my partner and I went to go view this property on Otafest Thursday during
Oh my
pass,
God.
like pre-pass pickup, and the night before on the Wednesday, we were just like it was me. I was just happening to be like up, and I was it was probably like 10 or 11 p.m. on Wednesday, and I just hopped on the realtor website and just like looked at some listings, and then this house, the listing had been up for about 10 hours. So I was
10
like,
whole hours.
oh, like if you don't know anything about having to buy a house
Here,
in
anyway.
Every
Calgary,
minute counts.
in Calgary,
Every minute counts.
2
It's
days,
true.
2 days. If you see a listing that's been up for 2 days, you could inquire. If it still has an
But
open
chances
house,
are low.
then yeah, if it still has an open house, then yeah, it's still going to be available. But like, or if it's been over that period of time, it means there's like something rotting in that
Yeah.
house. Like it's
I
not a good
remember
time.
for the condo that Dio ended up buying, we were looking at it. We were looking at listings in Denver the day before, like literally the night before, hours before we were supposed to fly home. We saw the
I thought
listing
you
for
meant
this,
like
and Dio was like, "I'm going to send this to my real estate agent. We want to look at it as soon as possible."
I thought
Do
you
it.
meant you were looking at listings for moving to Denver.
Oh fuck
Oh,
no!
it's
Oh my
God,
God.
no! Good Lord, no!
No. No.
Nani? But
Not
yeah,
the takeaway
so,
we want from this.
We
No.
were in Denver visiting friends.
fair.
We were on vacation, and Dio was still looking at houses.
Hey, you gotta be.
That makes
It is
sense.
part of the grind. Absolutely.
Yes.
Looking for the best listing is hard. There's a lot that goes into some self-discovery when it comes to like figuring out what you want and what you're willing to
Needs, wants,
compromise on. And then when you see the perfect listing, you have to like pounce on it. Even if you have some
Absolutely.
doubts. Even if you're like, ooh, I guess I don't really love this, but it's been the best listing so far. You have to like really jump on it.
Yeah.
Like when our neighbor's place sold last year, it happened within a span of 24 hours. It was insane.
I believe it. Like it goes so fast out here.
Yep.
Now there are apparently signs of things cooling down. We'll see. Like
They always
across
say that, but-
Canada,
Mm-hmm.
the condo market specifically is a little bit different from the housing market.
Mm-hmm.
And that is apparently cooling, but I think that's mostly because Toronto and Vancouver specifically ended up building so many undesirable condos.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that happens a lot. But
In Toronto and Vancouver, to fuel the speculation boom,
yeah.
a lot of 500 square foot condos were built.
Ooh.
Oh, we have
Yeah.
those now too, unfortunately.
Yeah,
There
we do
are a
too.
few in Calgary. They're not as
Yep.
common here.
Well,
And it's just,
not yet.
There's-
why would you build something so unlivable?
There's been a lot of office building conversions too.
Yeah.
For good
Calgary
or
is
worse.
apparently leading the nation in office conversions.
Which is a
I don't-
really interesting thing.
Yeah, I haven't really seen, like, we weren't looking for condos, so I haven't really seen any of those listings pop up. But I would like to sort of almost do like a walkthrough of one, because I'm very interested to see what the arrangement is, especially because there's a couple of functions that a office building will and won't have versus a standard apartment. One of them being anywhere in downtown, if you have an office building that's like a skyscraper or something close to, because it's a business, it was originally a business building, you will not have windows that can open.
You don't have windows that can open.
You have no
Also,
balconies.
office buildings are not built with the plumbing in mind
Yeah.
Yep.
for like 100 bathrooms and kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So-
actually really surprising. It is very expensive to change an office building into a residential building.
Very effort intensive.
But
Mhm.
apparently there's a good number of buildings here in Calgary that fit the bill.
Yeah. It's been interesting.
And I like that. Revitalize Calgary's downtown. Get people living there.
Yeah,
good.
totally.
I moved from there.
Oh
the
my God,
But the
Jay.
truth is, like, we wanted a detached house. Like, we
Yeah.
wanted a detached single home. And with that in mind, that obviously changes some things. We wanted a garage, which we have. We have a yard for the dago. All
Nice.
important things. All good dags deserve a yard
Exactly.
whenever they can get it. Whenever possible, try to get a yard for your dog. They deserve it. They're not cats. They want to run free with the grass that tickles their little paws.
Exactly. They
Um,
enjoy it. They thrive in it.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it's a very competitive market here. Whenever someone says like, "Oh, just wait for the market to cool down," it never feels like it will cool down. Whenever they say like, "Oh, just wait for it to become a buyer's market or a seller's market," if you're going the other way, the truth is
Every
there's
now and
no
then.
there's no such thing other than the time is always now. That's sort of like, because
Like-
there's no guarantee that it would get cheaper or there's more availability. There may be, but that is like sort of the uncertainty about it. And I know that you're sort of like, you end up sort of hype buying sometimes, and there is a concern about that too. But I'm just saying, keep your eyes and ears open. If you're looking for something, it will come up, because there's so many listings, like a good handful of them that we never even got to go to because they were already like on the way to being bought by somebody else. There were already bids in and everything like that. But you will find a place that suits you. You just have to be a little patient, but also persistent. That's what that's the only thing I can really say about it. Something I can speak to Nancy about. We seeded our lawn with clover.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Woohoo!
Same
you're
as
getting one of them
Nancy's.
leprechaun lawns.
We sure.
Well, you've seen
leprelawns.
ours. It's very fluffy and lovely.
Yeah.
Flush with leafage.
It's very it's very fluffy. It's I don't know. It feels different from grass, and in a way that's good. I like it.
We don't have full coverage yet. I will have to sort of step it up next spring when I do more seeding. But for right now, it's a good start. We do have a neighbor that's about like 2 blocks away, and they have a full clover coverage yard. I think they even ripped up the grass, if I had to guess.
Nice.
And it is the land of the leprechauns for sure. There is a piece of island
Nice.
on that
Nice.
property.
That's
Nice.
nice.
Shamrocks galore.
So you're going to notice in spring that the little seedlings that have started to take root, they'll be the first to come back. They'll come back faster than the grass will. And then from that point on, you'll notice that they're a lot more hardier and healthier. Like you're going to notice that the clover comes back faster than everything else.
That's awesome.
So you may not actually even need to reseed next year. For us, I think we stopped seeding the backyard after the first season, and the front yard might need a little bit of pickup. But to be honest, the clover keeps the grass really healthy, and we never water our grass, and it stays really, really green.
That's
So-
awesome.
It's a really nice mix. I know some people really like to just rip all the grass out, but I actually think that the two play really well together.
That's super cool.
Plus, it mows really well.
It does. These are the things I am learning as a homeowner.
A homeowner.
Homeowner.
As a
So-
homeowner, I had to deal with slugs in my garden this year.
Oh, no.
Slugs. I didn't
Slugs.
know slugs could exist in Calgary.
They didn't,
Really?
actually. They don't natively exist here. They
Wait,
all came
really?
over on all these, like, BC greenhouse plants and plant matter that we get
Are
shipped
they-
here from BC. They're from BC.
Invasive?
A little bit, yeah. They eat everything. So,
I
like,
was
never
like-
considered that.
I was like,
'cause
it's
I-
so dry in Calgary.
yeah,
just
except
being out in
this
Ontario,
year it
we had
wasn't.
slugs everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I just thought they were just a thing that exists everywhere, you know?
Well, here I never saw slugs growing up and only recently got to experience them because of plants we got from Home Depot.
Oh my god.
So like a couple years ago when we moved into this property, we went to Home Depot. They had a sale on like a whole bunch of not annuals. What's the other one? Perennials.
Perennials.
A whole bunch of perennials, and I think I talked about it on podcast. We bought a whole bunch. They were going to be really nice, like a nice mix of things. We planted them against the garage, and slugs were in the dirt. So we started seeing them on the sidewalks, and we were like, what the heck is going on? And I think what's happening now is that they burrow in the irises, and they just stay in there because it's nice, leafy, it's well protected from sun, and then they also hide under our deck during the day.
Yeah, that
They
makes
don't
sense.
like how hot and sunny Calgary is, but they do like what it's like in the evening and overnight. So they'll come out at night.
Interesting. Mosquitoes and slug
I would
summer.
be very surprised if they survive the winter.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised they survived, but they've been here for multiple years now.
I see.
It's
It
because
is
our
what it is.
winters don't get as cold as they used to.
Yeah.
And I feel like
The last couple
that-
winters have been very mild.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting
I-
for a really bad cold snap to hit again.
No, thank you.
I feel like they probably do a thing where they probably can hibernate their eggs. So they lay them and then
Yeah.
they overwinter and then they come back in the spring. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's totally
suppose
what
so.
they do. That's exactly what they do. And as it so happens, slugs are very attracted to the smell of beer. They like the smell of that yeasty,
Yeah.
hoppy smell.
They're coming
So
for
if
his
you-
mead.
If you put out beer, like the cheapest beer you could find, if you put some out, they will drown themselves in it.
That's wild.
So
a beast
we
after
have
my own heart.
Slugs,
a
you have a
takeout
problem.
container. We have put out a takeout container that we just pour a beer into, and like it's not good beer. It's just like the cheapest possible beer you can find at the store. And overnight, you leave it alone. You come back the next morning, and there's like 50 of them in there. It's disgusting.
Jesus.
Pouring
No,
one out
I
for
would
the
imagine that's gross.
pouring one out for the homies.
Yeah, pouring
But-
one out for and as the homies go.
Yeah. I did not think that. I did not think this was a thing. I am learning so much about pests now.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
We have a little wasp nest under our back stoop.
Oh no.
It's
I'm
not
so
big.
sorry.
No. There's it's not I don't think it's a big nest because there's not a huge number that come in and out, but there are certainly enough to be like noticeable. And we tried a couple of different wasp traps, but one that we bought recently has been so effective. On the packaging, it says, do not place this near like any activity, like regular area that you might walk by because it attracts so many wasps. And we put it out maybe like 4 days ago, and there is like 40 wasps in there now.
Oh my God.
Oh. How does it work?
As long as they're in there, not around it.
It's very simple. It's a hanging trap. You pop open the hard plastic part, which I think helps give off I'm guessing like I'm thinking of the word hormones, but that's not the right word.
Pheromones.
Pheromones? Thank you. That's what bugs are all about. and I feel like it gives off pheromones, and the wasps are super excited by it, and they basically go in, but they can't find their way out, and then it's mostly a water trap from what I can tell, because your only job is to fill it with water halfway up to the bag, and then hang it, and then let it do its thing. And we have let it do its thing, and it is like
Thang be thangin'?
it works so well that I would be like, I will shill for this product because it's so effective.
I'll have to remember that the next time, because we had an instance earlier this summer where wasps were going under our deck and you could see them flying in and out. And we used the same thing we did last time, which was the can of Raid that we had for wasps. It's kind of terrible because, every now and again you walk past those steps and you might see a wasp, and then it's just on the ground struggling, and then it just ceases to exist. And you're like,
You've just
really
seeded your land with neurotoxin.
Well, yeah, and
Also
I don't
true.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of doing that, but
You're,
at
like,
the time it was the only
actively-
thing I knew.
Yeah, and also it's a little bit like, not only are you sort of spreading the pesticide, which yes, pesticides are a thing, but it's like you have to sort of be very active about it, whereas this is a very passive method. You're just supposed to set it like 15 feet away from the nest itself, and you don't have to look at it, but I look at it for fun because I'm like, wow, it's so effective.
Well, it's morbidly fascinating, right?
It
It's not
is.
about like the amusement of it. It's like it's
No.
morbidly fascinating
I
how many
wasn't gonna-
slugs are drawn to this simple trap.
Exactly.
God.
I wasn't trying to take like a can of like aerosol and then like a lighter and just burn the nest or whatever. I just want
don't
these
do that.
wasps gone, and I don't
Yeah,
need
same.
to
That's
be
what we used to do.
actively engaged in their destruction. I just need something that will spirit them to the next realm of wherever wasps go when they die.
Anytime
Okay,
that we would get a wasp nest in my dad's boat, he would just give me a can of brake cleaner and he'd say, "Hey, Angela, go spray the wasps with this," and I'm like, "Okay."
Oh.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no. Okay, but to counteract this horrible story of the pests that I've been dealing with, on a lighter note, everyone knows that I really love bees. Like they're so cute. They float around, and I get to see them in my yard all the time because of all the clover. In early summer, when all the clover is coming up and you have like a ton of blossoms, they are the happiest little things, and they fill my yard, and it is so incredibly fun to watch them.
I love that for you.
That is good.
They
I
are
love
so
bumblebees.
sweet.
Bumblebees
They're
are my
adorable.
favorite. They're just
Bumblebees
they're-
are
they just-
everywhere in my yard.
they
Bumblebees
buzz
are
and
the
they donk.
Pomeranian of the
They're-
insect world.
So they
have no
are
brain.
the Pomeranian.
They
So
have no brain.
every now and
They just go
again,
donk.
we'll catch a particularly big bee, and it's noticeably chonkier than all the other little guys that are just floating around. And it's
Yeah.
extra fun to watch them because they'll land on a clover and the entire thing flops over,
Oh
and you're
my
just like,
God.
"Aw, poor buddy, you're just a little chonker." It's so
Yeah.
cute.
And they have a
they've
massive
started-
little butt.
I know, and they've started nesting under the front deck.
Oh
So
my.
the other deck, not the wasp deck, they've started nesting there. So you'll
Cool.
catch them coming in for a landing every so often, because I have gone out there to go get the mail, and on my way up the steps to my front door, one of them will bonk me in the head because that's where they normally fly to get towards the entrance. And they'll be like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to be here," and then they go away. They leave you alone. They don't care. But
My
it's
partner
adorable.
My partner doesn't know this yet, but she does listen to the podcast, so she's about to find out.
She's about
But
to learn something.
Once we clear out, because we're still doing some landscaping, like not immediately. Like we know that not everything can and will be done in like a year or whatever. There's always
Of
new
course.
projects. But as
Uh-huh.
we sort of landscape and clear out more of the backyard a little bit, I would consider maybe putting up maybe putting a beehive.
Maybe the beehive.
Give me
So-
your honey. I'll
Yeah.
turn it into booze.
I've
Don't
mentioned it
even know-
before.
I don't even know if I want it for the honey. I just want it
Just for the bees.
for the bees, and then
Just for the bees.
Yep, just for the bees. I don't even want to disturb it. I don't even need, like, in that case, I don't even need to put it close to the ground so much. I'm not trying to maintain it so much as I am just wanting to. It's almost like a bird's nest to me. I want them to
Yeah.
have a place, and then in return, I have a little temporary greenhouse thing that I'm gonna set up. I already bought it, but I'm gonna set it up next summer, and
Nice.
so that they have things to eat in my yard.
Nice.
I wish to host a
I would
bee
recommend
consortium.
if you do put up like a little beehive, like a little box of bee frames for them, that you do the minimum maintenance required for them.
Yeah,
But
you do have to
somehow
maintain it a little bit.
the YouTube algorithm decided to show me a bunch of videos about feral beehives,
What?
and they're
Okay.
super interesting.
Yeah.
They're,
No, I
they're
do
like
know what you're talking
absolute
about.
mazes. They're
Yes.
so cool to look at, but at the same time, if you don't take care of them, the
Yeah.
bees themselves do not live as good, as happy. You take care of the bee home you put up.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Home maintenance. It's just another type of home maintenance.
Yeah.
I know you've heard me mention this before, but there are several programs around Calgary that do promote homeowners to actually, create little spaces for their bees. And one of the things they do offer are subsidized beehive programs. And
Cool.
what they do is they'll come around and they'll collect the honey seasonally from time to time, so you don't have to worry about that. I do believe there's a profit sharing program for it as well, so like they kind of
Interesting.
collect all of the honey, they sell the honey locally, and then you get a little bit of profit to keep, which is super
I
nice.
was like, some people install solar panels. I raise
Some people
bees.
install solar
You
panels.
install
You get bees.
bee panels.
Bees.
Bee panels.
Bees.
Uh,
It's really nice.
yeah. The idea
Mm-hmm.
of having a little honey made by my little bee friends is amazing.
Yeah.
It fills my
and there
heart
are
with
programs to do that.
Yeah.
Now,
The only
going
thing is we
from,
do have a dag, so we got to be careful because they are
You do
spicy
have to be
raisins.
careful if you've got one. Yeah.
But she learns. She learns real quick.
Our dog learned after the first time.
Oh,
Do
no.
not heck with anything that's black and yellow.
Spicy sky raisins are the no.
She
Oh,
got stung by a
no.
little yellow jacket once, exactly once.
No!
And then the next time one got in the house, she was barking wildly at it, but she would not get within a foot of it.
Ilya
good.
is like, she's about 3 times the length of a good hornet.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
God.
So
Yeah. Now going from one sort of buzzing to another, Nancy, I heard that you were buzzing into your microphone a little bit over the summer.
A lot over the summer. So remember when I talked about the insane stress it was to get my booth shipped to me and put together and all that fun stuff?
Yeah.
I've been kidding it out. So I had a whole bunch of stuff from before. So I already had a lot of bass traps that I could put in here, which was great. I got to reuse my old acoustic blanket, which I was using for all sorts of like sound treatment, augmenting. So I get to use that again because what I've done is I've now hung it on my glass door to stop a lot of that reverb.
Oh,
I got
that's smart.
I got a really nice squishy little mat to stand on now so that when I'm recording for long periods of time, which has been happening a lot this summer, I'm not just like standing on literally just hardwood, which is just what this thing is. It's hardwood underneath.
I'm
so I've-
surprised that it was like $10,000 and they didn't give you a pad.
Nope. Nope.
God damn, guys.
like
what the
when
heck?
you buy a new phone and they don't give you a charger.
For
Yeah.
real.
For reals. For reals. But I will say that you buy this booth for the fact that it's soundproofed. So it keeps a lot of outside noise out. That doesn't necessarily mean that it sounds really good on the inside. So I've had to do a lot of that augmenting myself. So I've got all the stuff I need. Things have been a lot more comfortable. I haven't really stopped recording frequently over the summer. In fact, things have kind of ramped up. Over the summer, I
Congratulations.
got to announce I was in Zenless, and I'm continuing to do recording for Zenless, which is always a fun
Yippee.
time.
Hell yeah.
And tons of other games, and not being comfortable while you're recording is just the worst. So I've made the space as comfortable as possible now.
Nice.
I've also upgraded my microphone for the second time in a year. I now have a very, very expensive studio grade microphone that I never needed before up until now.
Because now you finally have the booth that you that will actually accept.
That you
I
deserve.
now have a booth. I now have a booth that fits this microphone. And I've wanted it for years, but I also knew for years I didn't have the space for it. So before I had a Rode NT1, it was amazing. I loved it. I sound amazing on that microphone. But the TLM 103 is a classic. Every anime studio uses it. Most video game studios use it. It's kind of the de facto standard in recording for entertainment. So that's what I have now.
What do you keep your old microphones as backup in case there's technical issues?
I do, and I still have my NT1, but my sentimental attachment to my AT2020 is great because I had that for most of my early career, and I ended up selling it to someone who needed it. So I'm glad it went to a home where it was going to be well taken care of, and it was being used for someone who was in the same position I was in before. And I'm gonna miss it though, because it was my baby. It was here for me for 5 years of my career, and I'll miss it. I have sentimental attachment to it. I'll always think of it that way.
AT2020 has recorded 11 years, or 11, not 11 years. We haven't been around for 11 years. 11 seasons of Otafest podcasts.
For real.
It's true.
Yeah.
And so it's a good microphone. It's a great microphone.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
It may not be fancy, but it damn well does the job.
Yeah.
It doesn't. See, that's the great thing about voice acting, though. It doesn't have to be fancy.
True.
Right? It needs to be exactly what you need in your space and for your voice. And in particular, I sounded really good on that microphone. That may not be the case for everyone, but I sounded good on it. And so it served me really well for a lot of my early career.
At the end of the day, it is not just your tools, it is your skills that determine
Also that.
Yeah, what you get out of it, So I know Nancy has worked very hard to be where she is right now, and I'm sure more opportunities will open up, and then one day we're going to be like our next guest.
Yeah.
Technically, I've guessed it at Otafest before.
That is true, but I mean, no, I know that she has, but I just mean more it's her long ass list of credits include
one of these
that time
days
I was in Zenless.
You will not be the person who is hosting the voice actor panel. You will be one of the people hosted on the voice actor panel.
I still am very amused at how that happened this year. That was hilarious, and it couldn't have worked out better. It was such a fun time.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very proud to announce I signed up with an agent this summer. So just 2 months ago, I signed up with an agent. So it's been really fun. I get to do a lot of really fun auditions now.
That's so cool.
And she's been amazing. She treats me very well. A lot better than how I've heard stories of some agents. So I'm very, very pleased.
Almost all the agent stories I've heard of are VTuber agents, and
I know, that blew up this summer so badly.
Bro.
So
God.
badly.
Do we have a minute just to talk about quick things that happened while the podcast was away?
Quick bits. Let's go. K-pop Demon Hunters happened.
Yep, that was a little thing. Small little indie project. Nobody ever thought they were going to do anything with it, but just happened to be huge.
Just the most streamed show ever on Netflix.
Yeah, K-pop's pretty small.
Shoujo stopped existing.
Yeah. Holy
Apparently,
crap.
they were stealing the talent's money for the last over a year.
They weren't just stealing talent's money; they were also
stealing
funneling charity funds.
They stole charitable donations. That's just
I am not someone who is in the loop of the VTuber world, but I was like, I have to dig into this because I know a little bit about it, and I was like, this is reprehensible behavior.
Oh yeah,
this is not even degeneracy, because degeneracy has a certain level of class. This has
a certain level of class is expected.
The
for our
people who
fellow
made
degenerates.
those decisions deserve to be in jail.
I would say so.
Yeah.
That's actual fraud. For real.
Yeah. I remember catching wind of it when a whole ton of YouTubers were suddenly just like, I am effective immediately, not with VShojo. I'm breaking this contract. I will not be working with them.
Yep.
And that
I
sparked
just
a
love-
huge exit wave.
I haven't followed up on it since I first heard about it, but I love that. I think it was it the manager for like the English side, where they said something along the lines of like they basically bet it all and lost. They were like we were gonna take the money to invest in other projects so that we could make more money coming back and it would be fine.
We could
Guess
talk
what?
for literally hours about what
Oh.
happened with VShojo. We cannot get too deep
We
into
can't do
this.
it. We can't do it.
No,
It
we
was a
can't.
fucked up situation.
It's worth acknowledging that this happened this summer.
Yeah.
The most
I-
anticipated game of the last 8 years dropped.
But the meme has now stopped.
The meme has stopped, just like Valve servers briefly stopped. Silksong finally came out, and it was so ridiculously popular. It was so ridiculously sought after. Steam, the largest gaming platform, could not process sales.
It's interesting because it's not that they couldn't process like the downloads for this game. It was literally the volume of how much money they were making. Which I think is, I mean, great for them. Good for I'm gonna say good for them. I mean, I'm not talking about Gaben. Gaben, you have your money. It's okay. The Silksong development team, they got a
Studio
lot
Cherry
of
is
criticism.
going to be chasing Gaben in their own submarine now.
True. I don't know. I shouldn't have affirmed that. But there was a lot of criticism about just sort of how they handled not the release, but the development time. Not only did it take a long time and it was like very hyped, but there was just the fact that they went the like very quiet development schedule route is what baffled a lot of people. Like all people wanted were little tidbits here and now to be like, expect a release in this year, or like just the standard development path of announcing.
As someone who was
information to
never
their
into
fans.
Hollow Knight, they probably did it correctly. Because of all the indie projects that they have drip-feeded content and then completely disappeared, my disappointment is immeasurable. So
I
the fact that they made a
where you're
game,
coming
it
from.
came out and people love it, they did it correctly.
I'm okay
just-
with the situation.
I think there's a relationship that you are just naturally expected to have with your
It's three
fan base.
people making a video game. There's no time for relationships here.
And maybe
It's-
that's an expectation from modern gaming marketing as opposed to what marketing used to be like.
Modern gamers are a curse.
No, I would say I can't really agree with that, Nancy, only because back in the day there were so much more limited channels to push your game announcement that you would frantically try and find a way to get, whether it was like putting your game on a demo disc in a gaming magazine or like advertising in a like a store flyer or like whatever it was. It used to be harder to access that info, so they tried to get it out more. But now that there's so much access, they're trying to restrain it, which is not surprising, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm
and
happy.
I think with that, we're going to have to restrain you for another week until we have another episode of the Otafest Podcast.
true. You'll have to wait.
See
You
next
have to
week.
wait, gamers. Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Bye-bye.